Well, hello and welcome in. It's another Caddo election update, this time for the May 2nd election that's going to deal with a couple of propositions. I'm Tom Pace, and we're here in the Caddo Registrar Voters Office with the Caddo Registrar, Ernie Roberson. And Mr. Ernie, this is kind of a mid-year election. Is it something that always comes?
Well, it's one of the scheduled state election dates, so we've got two parish-wide propositions on it, Tom, that everybody can vote on if you're registered to vote in Caddo. And then we also have a fire district proposition that you have to be registered within the fire district, which is Fire District 1. And so that's kind of up in the north end of the parish. And you can vote on that if you're in the fire district. But the big story, number one, a school board proposition that's going to be on the ballot. And then the second one is the biomed proposition that also has a small tag with it for the criminal justice system. So both of those are on the ballot. All the voters in Caddo are eligible to vote on those in early voting or at the polls on May the 2nd.
Now, here it is, and if you would, pay attention, because this will determine the future of your kids as to for many of you, exactly where they're going to be going to school, if schools are going to close, or if they're going to be open. So this is this election very, very important, especially for the school board proposition, and also for the biomed and that criminal justice system proposition. Now, Ernie, you said all registered voters, is that correct, for Caddo?
All registered voters for Caddo will be eligible to vote on the two parish-wide propositions, biomed as well as the school board proposition. And then, of course, we do have Fire District 1, but that's separate, and only the voters that are registered to vote within Fire District 1 can vote on it. And, Tom, we're going to start early voting pretty quick here, April the 18th, which is a Saturday. We'll start early voting here at the Registrar's office, 525 Marshall, Suite 103 at the corner of Milam and Marshall. And we're across from the courthouse, and we'll start at 8:30 that morning, go to 6. Then we're closed on Sunday, April the 19th, and then we come back on Monday on April the 20th, and we go all the way through Saturday, April 25th, and we'll be having voting here 8:30 a.m. in the morning to 6 p.m. each day. And all the voters in Caddo that wish to come down and vote are eligible to vote, and we do have 4 parking spots in front of our office, 2 of them reserved for handicapped voters and 2 of them for voters who are coming in to early vote that entire week.
And so we've made it easy on you, or I should say Ernie Roberson and his staff here at the Caddo Registrar Voters Office made it easy on you. This is the only place, by the way, you can early vote here in Caddo Parish. It goes rather quickly, and the nice part is if you are handicapped, yes, there are handicapped access parking spots out front. Now, Ernie, I was looking at my notes, and one of the things that stands out is this proposition for the school bond, the school board bond, if you will. What should people know about that?
Well, the great thing about it, Tom, is whatever you want to know is on our website, because we have a link on the website, and you can also read the actual text of the school board proposition and make up your mind yourself, as well as the biomed / criminal justice proposition. That's on our website too. So I always encourage people to go to caddovoter.org. caddovoter.org. They can look at both those propositions as well as the fire district proposition. Plus, you always want to check to make sure that you're going to vote where you think you're going to vote, because we have had a couple of polling places that had to move due to some issues with their availability for this election. So you want to check on that. Now, we have already sent the voter information cards to those voters who are affected by that. And there are about 4 different polling places that are affected. And so I want to encourage people, go on caddovoter.org. You can read the propositions, go to any of the public meetings that might be having about them, and then also make sure that your polling place is where you think it is. Go on there. You can type in your name, your birth date, or your zip code. Look up your voter info and make sure it's correct. And then be ready to go vote. Either come down here and early vote. And I always encourage people, Tom, really, if you want to come down and early vote, come on down and early vote with us, because number one is we got a longer period of time to vote. In case something happens and May 2nd is not a good date for you, you've already voted, you don't have to worry about it. Or you go to the polls May the 2nd.
And not only that, but also on the May 2nd election, a statewide election, as Ernie just said a moment ago, that is a Saturday. So if all of a sudden you think you're going to be out of town on that Saturday, here's the deal. Early voting is for you. Now, Ernie, it's still the rules apply. Bring the ID, bring whatever. What all should they bring?
Well, number one, bring your ID. If you have a driver's license, that's great. Governmental ID will work. Whatever your photo ID is, bring that with you. The great thing about coming to early vote, and I always tell people this, is that we have all your voter information here. And so it's a lot easier if you've lost your ID or something's happened like that. You can come in here and vote, and we can go through the procedures with you a lot easier than they can at the polls. So that's another thing. Plus the fact that when you come down here to vote, you're dealing with the professionals at this. And I mean, we have some great commissioners at the polls, but we live with this 365 days a year, and we can go pull your card if we have to, but it's all scanned in now, Tom, on our computer system. And so I really want to encourage people, if you want to come early vote, come early vote. It's going to be Saturday, April 18th through Saturday, April 25th. We're only closed on the intervening Sunday, 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. each day. Plenty of sunshine, so it won't be dark when you leave like it is in the fall. And while not every parish may have an election, Caddo has an election. So come and take your opportunity to vote, bring your ID. And then also, if you're going to go to the polls on Saturday, May the 2nd, make sure you check, make sure your polling place is still where you think it is. If you haven't gotten a card, it probably is, but also just check and make sure. You could call us at 226-6891 or check it at caddovoter.org.
That's pretty succinct. There it is. It's your May 2nd election update for Caddo Parish from Ernie Roberson, Caddo Registrar of Voters, right here, right across from the courthouse. Tom Pace for the May 2nd's election update.